Years ago, when we were kids, there was a thing with George Michael. George Michael went on public record and said, leave me the fuck alone. I don't want to talk to nobody. Don't fucking say hello to me. Just don't fucking say hello to me. I was a George Michael fan. Did I buy his music? I didn't buy his music. I like the videos, That's what you get, all that shit with the models and stuff. But I felt it, to be rude.
Yeah.
I felt it to be rude. I felt it to even be rude. Okay, so let's say you're not coming. Let's say I have a TV show. Let's say I was not a stand-up comic and I have a TV show. And every week you can take a half hour out of your life to watch the show. I could give you a minute out of my life to say hello, how you doing, whatever. There's a thin line. But there's a thin line. How are you? Blah, 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 blah. If we're stuck in an elevator, hey, that episode about whatever really hit home with me. I just lost my mother. Okay, that's where it ends. That's great. I love people coming to the shows, and I love talking to people after the shows. It's the expectations. I can't be at a restaurant with my daughter, and you come up to me and say, it's blue cheese with wings, and go fuck your mother in front of my daughter. It's happened.
Oh, wow.
It's happened. You can't manhandle me. You know what I'm saying? Like, come up to me with 6 guys and go, yo, you motherfucker. I can't deal with that. There's always a place and a time for everything. And you have to decide as a human being, what's more important? Do I go up to Tom Rhodes, who I'm a fan of, at the airport online with 200 people waiting before you board a plane? Can I just come up to you and go, Tom, I love what you do. I heard you on Whitney Cummings' podcast. That shit was funny. Or do you come up to me at 6 a.m. when I'm half mummified from the night before and want to ask me about episode 648 of Joe Rogan when I quoted that Ruben Blades was going to beat up Chi Ramirez in a game of fucking ping pong. And then they want to ask you for a picture on the line. There's 200 people here. You're going to blow up my fucking shit in front of 200 people at 6 in the morning when you know I'm a fucking stoner. You know I'm high as a kite. You know I'm going to get uncomfortable. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
When I so many people, that's the type of shit that bothers me. Then you go to the shows. You go to these shows and you pull up around the back and there's these 6 geeks with everything you ever did.
Print it out.
And they want you to sign it so they can sell it on eBay.
Yeah.
And I'm supposed to feel bad. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's a different level of me feeling bad. I really don't mind giving them an autograph or 2. Hey, everybody needs $1. But these guys will sit there and just keep saying, can you sign this? Can you sign this? Can you sign? So if you sign 1, you got to sign 20. Before a show last night, when you're at the Comedy Store, Tom Rhodes is on stage. Tom Rhodes is doing his best. I moved 2 feet over. Can I get a picture? I can't give you a picture because I'm disrespecting Tom Rhodes. If I walk through if I'm doing the Improv and Bread and the show starts and Lee's hosting, and I walk out into the front, and a guy grabs me while Lee's on stage, and he goes, can I get a picture? And I take a picture. That's disrespectful to Lee, even if I'm the headliner. That's Lee's 15 minutes. Who the fuck am I to take a picture in the showroom when Lee's on stage? Right. So there's different degrees of everything. You as the fan or my family member, if I call
that's showmanship etiquette. Like, even when a comedian will get off stage and then start talking with someone loudly in the back.
I want to fucking smack him in the mouth.
Yeah, I hate that.
I want to smack him in the mouth. Take the comic and take him downstairs and go around the fucking bin. And at the Comedy Store, we get loud in the hallway sometimes. Mm-hmm. We go off in the hallway sometimes, whatever. I catch myself and I try to keep it a little tame. You want respect, you have to give respect in this world. And when it comes to pictures and all that shit at restaurants and whatever, I've had people pay for meals for me. And I'll get up and walk over to their table, shake their hand, hug them, take a picture, and then I'll get the fuck out of there. But don't come over to my table yelling and screaming. when I have my wife and my kids there.
Right.
It's just there's always a fine line that you, as the human being, has to decide on. You don't know how many times I've seen somebody who blows me out of the water like an actor or something. The last thing on my mind is asking them for a picture.
I was on an elevator with Lou Reed once, and I love Lou Reed.
Love him, yeah.
And I think that 1989 album, New York, I think probably saved my life when I was living in New York that year and struggling and everything. And I was on an elevator with him once, and I'm such a fan. Didn't say a word to him.
Didn't say a word.
Didn't bother him. Let him enjoy his 16 floors in silence.
Sometimes a wink is as good as a nod to a blind horse. You know, why?
I have that Faces album.
Why be like everybody else? Be original. Put your hand out and say, I really like what you do, man.
Yeah.
And sometimes they won't put their hand out. And now you just learned about the guy. You learned where he really stands. You know, I've met 1,000 people that put my hand out, they'll put their hand. That's the end of the conversation. I don't even want a fucking picture because we were at the fucking airport, because we're at a restaurant. Because, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If not, now I'm going to have 10 other people coming to take pictures of you.
I remember, so 6 years ago, January 1st, this year was when I blacked out and busted my head open in Philadelphia. And I haven't drank alcohol since then. And, you know, it was like 2 years after my dad and my sister died where I had stopped drinking for pleasure. And I really started to get that alcoholic white guy booze face with the bulbous nose and everything. And when I busted my head open in Philadelphia, I was just so wasted. I blacked out and fell off this bar stool like a tree, busted my head open on the tile floor, had to go to the emergency room. And I got 6 stitches on my forehead, and I had a black eye, and I had to do this morning radio show the next morning. And I had to go. I got out of the emergency room. I had time to go to my hotel for like probably 30 minutes before I had to go straight to this radio show, and I looked like a train wreck. And this girl who worked on the show, she goes, "I'm a fan. Can I take a pic? Can we have a picture together?" And I said, I would take a picture with you any day but today. I just can't do it today. I had the fucking Frankenstein stitches and a black eye. And, you know, I just had like this, you know, huge, you know, revelation in my life that I needed to fucking dial it back on the drugs and alcohol, you know, and not the day for a picture.
No, it's just really weird how the whole picture thing has. I was a little upset a couple of weeks ago. I played a club and they charged $10 for pictures.
What?
And I found out afterward.
No club was it?
And I had, I don't want to embarrass them. And I had 800 people there. And, you know, usually I like taking pictures of people. It's one show. I was like, why aren't people taking pictures? Because they were charging $10 a fucking picture.
Jesus.
So it kind of picks me off. You know, if it's in between, if I have 2 shows, well, people seem to Fluffy got a lot of heat for this, Gabriel, because Gabriel stopped going out in between shows. He realized after 15 years it took too much energy from him to do the 2 shows. Once you talk to 1,000 people, then you got to rest for 10 minutes and then go back up there and do it all over again.
Right.
It's kind of tough. That's why this year I'm cutting it down to only 1 shows in theaters, so I could get back out there and talk to the people. I don't want to smoke pot with you. I don't want to shoot heroin with you, but I want to take a picture of you and see what's on your mind. You know, I've always enjoyed that, meeting new people and seeing what's on their mind.